Hi, I'm Barbara, and welcome to this week's version of the Craft Corner. This week we are going to make clothespin magical creatures. Each week as we do Craft Corner, if you need certain supplies for making your project of the week, you can contact your local library branch at North Madison County, and they should be able to supply you with whatever it is you need in order to make these projects. I have packets for Summitville kids each week of their project. So this is last week's project, but I should have these made up each week. So for this magical creature, you need the templates. You need at least 5 clothespins per critter. You need something to color with. So I use markers on mine, but you could use colored pencils, you could use crayons, you could use markers, whatever you have. You need white glue. You also are going to need your scissors and a little bit of wax paper. I'll get into why you need that in just a minute here. First of all, you need to color your creatures, and actually I made 2 of each one for you, just so if you make a mistake or if you have an accident or something and cut out the wrong thing, you've got it. But I would color these before you start cutting out. I have several of the dragons here that I have colored. I made an orange one, a blue one, and a yellow one. So you can make it any color you want. I think the one that we've got put together is green. So those, you want to get all your colors on your cardboard before you cut out. Then when you cut out your creature, on the dragon, you have to cut this line right here. So it ends up being like this. The unicorn is already drawn, so it's 2 pieces, so you're okay there. So color your unicorn and your dragon and then cut them out, and then you're ready to glue. Now when you're gluing, it's best to have a piece of paper to work on so that you don't get glue on the table. And you want to line up your clothespin, and it's going to be so that the back of the teeth start at the front of the clothespin. So be very careful when you're using this glue, because you don't want to get too much because it gets pretty messy. So just a small bead of glue on each part of the clothespin, and I usually stop about a 1/2 inch before the end, because this part is going to be where your fingers are working. So after you've put this on, this is where you need your piece of wax paper, because if you let this sit and dry and you have glue between these 2 teeth, you're going to end up with 2 teeth glued together. So instead of that, take a little piece of wax paper to put between the teeth of your clothespin. And I folded it and put it so it doesn't stick out too far, because when you start trying to glue this together, it gets in the way. So you've got glue on here, and you've got the top part of the dragon or the unicorn, and you want to set it down on that glue. Now this is something that has to sit overnight before you take it apart. So what I do is I take another clothespin and I fasten it down on the top of the dragon's mouth, so it's holding it to the clothespin. You see? Now the bottom part, I do the same. I make sure that the back of the mouth is at the front of the clothespin, And after I've lined it up, this is a little bit trickier. You want to take your clothespin, fasten it there, and take another clothespin and fasten it here. Now if it slips off like that one did, just squeeze it back and put it back on. Because the whole idea is to get your dragon fastened to the glue so that it can dry. Now it really should dry overnight. I know you get anxious to get your project done, but just set that somewhere and let it sit overnight until it's dry. Now I have one here that I glued last night, and I wanted to show you how you end up with. So I've taken this clothespin off, I've taken this one, I've taken this one. Now you got this. This may be stuck, which this is. So just peel it gently away from your clothespin. And then you have a clothespin critter that you can fasten these to, I don't know, a little cord or anything. You can set them up and they're all set to go. And they're all finished. So, like I said, if you don't have some part of this, which you need the templates, and if you need clothespins or whatever, contact your library. We're on curbside pickup right now, so we'll get something together for you and you can come pick it up and then you can make this project. So thank you and see you next week on Craft Corner.